Hello, this is Belligerent 34. I'm live on the PTS. This is supposed to be title Update 21. And I wanted to take a look at some of the new stuff and just kind of show you guys some things that I've been messing around with and some of the pieces and something I noticed for Descent. And I'm not sure if it's still like live now or going to be a change that they're bringing to the PTS. So let's take a look at some of the stuff we got here. First thing is, this is the new exotic shotgun called the Overlord. Now this thing is it's interesting to say the least. So, it looks like it's a KSG variant. Hits pretty hard, fires really slow. And I re-rolled it a ton of times to get these on here. And on the PTS, you get like unlimited resources, so it just took a matter of time. Now, with the build I have on, I have a ton of weapon handling. Normally, this reload time, it's over like 6 seconds. But here's its talent. I think it's Capitulate. So hitting an enemy applies -2 movement speed for each pellet hit. For 5 seconds, shooting again will reapply the stacks. Comes with reload speed, crit damage, stability. So, let's show you what it looks like. But first, I'm going to show you how much weapon handling I have. I used a ninja bike to kind of get bonuses, weapon handling, weapon handling, weapon handling, weapon handling. And I just did this with Overwatch on it because it was something I could craft. This is what it looks like. So you can see it. Normally the reticle is a lot bigger, but it hits. You can see that buff's already stacked up. And then reloading that. Oh, and plus I'm using the gunner for extra weapon handling. So yeah, it's supposed to slow people down, and I think a lot of the stuff that the PTS has to offer this round is more, PvP related again. They did add a couple new shotguns. This one, like glue, I believe it's a Super 90 variant. Handles pretty well. With this weapon handling build, it reloads super fast. But here's its talent: Perfect Brazen. Received 1% amplified damage on the next shot with the weapon for each pellet that hits the target if at least 4 pellets hit. So basically, if you're close range shotgun, like you don't miss, you're gonna get amplified, lots of amplified damage. This is just how I modded this. You can mod, there's different ways to mod some of it. You don't get a whole lot of options with the Super 90, but you do get some. And there's another one called the Thorn. I believe that's the Spaz 12. Same talent, just a little bit different. Hits a little bit harder, fires slower. Other than that, those two are identical. And you only get 1 mod slot for this guy. And just stuck with reload speed. So let's take a look at some of the new pieces they've added. So on this one, there's a new named item from however you pronounce this, or just go with Zoo for short. Sort of like the contractor's gloves, but it has weapon handling built in. And it seems like a lot of the stuff they're doing, magazine size, rifle damage. And I just put 2 pieces here. This is a fairly standard, run-of-the-mill DPS build with the gift, sacrifice, Fox's prayers. Now I got the Eagle's Grasp, 2 pieces of these, and a Coyote's Nest. And now I've been using the Virginian. I'm going to show you just how hard this thing can hit now with this setup. This might take a minute, but I can get one to hit over 8 mil on one of them. Just trying, it might take me a second. My apologies for taking so long, but game always doesn't. There it is. 8.2 mil, if you can see in the bottom left corner. 8.2 mil. That's pretty decent. Now with just a regular M1A, I put my expertise over here is only like 7, so it's not too much, but it's still got boomerang. So with a regular M1A, 4.8 in the products, still pretty decent. If I could aim right. Yeah, 4.8. So just adding a few different pieces, you could see 20% rifle damage. It's a good mix with the Fox's prayers and rifles now. I'll show you the new gear set. So it is called Breaking Point. And as you can see, it works with rifle damage, marksman rifle damage, or sharpshooter is definitely where you want to go. Looks like they're still going for headshots, which you want to be trying to do anyway, weapon handling. And then they have this very interesting on-point, 4-piece bonus. So just hitting shots gives you stacks, right? So max stacks, it's got a lot to do with magazine size. So, I messed around with some, like, the G28 seems to have a ton of bullets in its magazine. It doesn't hit very hard. Rifles like, Baker's dozen or M1A, pretty decent mag size in the rifles. So after you do it, you're going to get bonus weapon handling, bonus weapon damage. And then it's got this interesting, like, timer. Like, after you proc its little thing here, the timer is going to go away, and I'll show you how it works in a second here. It just refills your magazine. Even switching weapons refills your magazine. So some interesting, like, weapon swapping stuff you could do. And setup I did. I'll show you the talents on the chest piece too. So basically, let me see here. They give you 5 extra seconds for that bonus for the weapon handling and damage on the chest piece. And then on the backpack, instead of it being the 2%, I think it just goes to 3. So it'll give you an extra percent. So it's not terrible, but not, that great either. And I would compare this set pretty similar to Hotshot, but it seems more geared for rifles instead of marksman rifles. And like I said, I was using the G28. You could see almost 50 bullets in there. I didn't have the right, talent, but it's not a bad talent. You can mod the extra 20 rounds in it. Different ways to do it. And then I was trying this out. The Whisper. Now I didn't, re-roll it or anything, but it still has a big magazine, which plays a factor in how it hits. So I'll show you this for a sec. This is the G28, and you'll see that little green thing on the bottom there. Like, it looks almost like a little tank, but it's 2 bullets above, like, a triangle. So you just kind of keep shooting. You don't want to reload. And it's building up stacks. Oops, stacks are about halfway. And we keep going. You can see it's not hitting very hard, but pretty soon here. So now we reloaded. You can see the damage jumped, like, pretty much went from 1.9 to like 3.3. And then that green thing is running out on the bottom there. So you have until that thing's gone. And then you're gonna see the damage start dropping off. So now it's gone. Now it's back to 1.9. So it doesn't quite double the damage, but it hits pretty, it's a little built-in thing. I'll show you the Whisper here. You can see this thing's a laser beam with this. 3-round burst. Magazine's almost done. It's hitting like 1,000,000 per bullet. But these are headshot. Okay, so now it's reloading. It added like 800k to it. You can fire pretty fast with this. You see how? So that's just some stuff I've been messing around with. Let's see if I got something else I can show you. That one, there's the build there. Those are the 2 shotguns. So these shotguns, the Thorn, like you can see how big this reticle is. Without the weapon handling, the Overlord is about that big. See, it builds stacks underneath, like where your vigilance buff is. And then you can see, it's supposed to do amplified damage. There's 1,000,000 for a pellet right there. So it's kind of hard to hit the headshots. If you hit the body shots, you proc that, go to the head. So I mean, close quarter combat can do some serious damage with these weapons. And there's one other new exotic too, the Acosta knee pads. Now they got some interesting buffs on them, or the rolls like armor, weapon handling, explosive. And here's the talent escape plan. So vaulting, it's just going to give you a flat 10% movement speed for 3 seconds. If you sit still for 5 seconds, that'll give you 20%, so it'll double it, but only for 5 seconds. And as it states down here, max movement speed bonus is 20, and it does not stack, so you can't use things like the Lady Death to get it more. But it also adds things for status effects. So if you get stuck in riot foam or something, or burned, it's going to make you run a little bit faster, 10% for 5. But riot foam or something that slows you down, any kind of snare, it's going to decrease that time by half. So like I said, I think that's more geared for PvP. There might be some instances in PvE where it could be useful. But, and this is just that other gear set that they added too. There's all pieces of it. That's pretty much it for the PTS. The only other thing, if I can get out of here, you can switch builds while you're in the firing range. It doesn't put you in combat. I'm going to take you to the Descent. Because I don't know if this is live. I don't play Descent a whole lot, but you can buy some different things. Apologize if you can hear my dogs barking. They're just being dogs.
Combat simulation program.
So over here. So you can buy these caches now. I don't know if it's been like that. Like I remember them adding the uniforms and that Vindicator. But if that's not new, forgive me. But they added these things here too now. That's nice, and hopefully in those reconstructed you get the blueprints you want. Other than that, I haven't really noticed anything strange except for
inventory.
There's one instance where you're crafting stuff at the tables. There was a shotgun called the Send-Off, named item, and if you crafted it and then deconstructed it, it literally, like on the PTS, I could show you, but it's pretty annoying. It would give you like all these blueprints, and it would just take felt like a few minutes just for it to go through its cycle. And another cool thing about the PTS is they pretty much give you all the blueprints so you can craft whatever you want. So yeah, what I was talking about is this one. If you craft it and then deconstruct it, pretty much like blows your game up with all these different blueprints that you keep getting, and I don't know why it does it, but that's something interesting that I found. Like I said, I'd like to show you, but it is pretty annoying, and I don't want to waste your time. So anyway, that is pretty much the PTS in a nutshell. Not a whole lot of changes that I've seen. I'm not really a Dark Zone player. Some other things though with this rifle set. Some guns that might make a comeback. I think I have them in here. And I was thinking about this if it's in here, guns like the Merciless. With that weapon handling stuff, it makes it a lot easier to handle it. It still acts, doesn't hit very hard, but the explosion can hurt. Even things like the Ravenous, the Diamondback, it makes the Diamondback a monster. So there's some different, paths you can go with different rifles. Like I said, the Virginian hits like a truck, like a super truck. Even using this could, it's going to add more to its damage and handling and help keep people healed, things like that. So, but other than that, that's about it. So if you found this useful, give it a like, subscribe. Appreciate your time. Thank you.